This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, in today's session, we're going to see the help function in Python. Whenever you are writing some function, you have to specify the documentation string. If some of the user want to know your function, they will read your documentation commands. If you want to mention documentation commands in your function, you have to use the triple quotes. Okay, if any unknown user want to know your function without having proper knowledge in the function, they can use help function, help of that function name they will call. They will get all the informations regarding your, they will get all the information regarding the function. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say how to use the help function. The help function used to display the documentation of modules, functions, classes, keywords. It will give the description of the functions, classes, and this as well as modules. Now, for example, just take the Python console window. Just click on the Python console. Now, click on the Python console window. In that Python console window, you can use the help function. If you want to know any other functions, existing functions, you can get the information. What I given here is help of print. Help of print. Print is actually a function. Print is actually a function. It giving the detailed information about the print function. What are the arguments you have to pass? Separator and then file, flush. These are the arguments you have to pass the print function. It's giving the detailed information about the print function. Okay. Now, if you are writing some custom functions, okay, if any other unknown user want to know the information about a function, then they can use this help, and then they have to pass the object of your function. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have one class, keep some class. The class name you can keep some fruits, and then initialize one constructor using magic methods in it. Now I'm going to initialize the value. Now I'm going to initialize some value. Self dot price equal to 20, and then self dot color equal to 30. Sorry, color equal to red. Okay. Now I introduce the constructor, and then I going to use some documentation commands. Documentation commands means you have to use the triple quotes. The fruits class values is initialized. Values is initialized. Okay, these are documentation given for this constructor. The fruit class value is initialized. Fruit class value, price and color values initialized. Price and color. Price and color. Okay. And then I'm going to have one method define, and then print what I can do, print fruits. Okay, I have method like this, print fruits. In that I'm going to have some information. I'm going to print color of the fruit, as well as I'm going to print the price of the fruit. Price of the fruit. Now for this method I'm going to have some documentation commands. Okay, if you want to specify a documentation string, you have to mention the triple quotes. it returns the price and color of the fruits. Returns the price and color of the fruits. Sorry, prints print the price and color of the fruit. Okay. Now, if I want to know the information of this method or information of the class, I can use help function. I can use help function. Okay, I'll take a notepad. You have to use help function. Inside the help function, you have to pass the object. Function is nothing but object. Function is nothing but your object. Okay, help of. If you give the function name, it's going to give the data information about the function. Okay, now what I'm going to do? I'm going to have here itself we can have the help function. I want to know the details of my class. My class name is fruits. If I want to know detailed information about my class, I can give help of fruits. If you run the script, it's giving the detailed information about the class. Now you can see in the console, you can see fruit is a class. Fruit is a class. The fruit class parent is object. If you take any class, their parent will be object class. That's why you can see class of fruit and then built-in dot object. Because if you take any classes like fruits or chairs, any kind of classes, user-defined classes, that parent will be a object, and then it's giving the detailed information of the class, and then it's giving the constructors. In the class we have the constructor, and then it's giving we having the methods. This is how you can get the more information about the classes particular classes. And then if I specifically if I want to know the information about the print fruits, I want to know about the what the print fruit is doing, functionality of print fruits, then what I can do, I can use class name dot method name, because specifically I want to know the one of print fruits, what the print fruit is doing. Actually I have to use class name dot method name. Let's use class name. Class name is fruits. Method name is print fruits. Now I'll comment this thing. If you run the script, it's going to give the detailed information about the your user defined method. If you read this information, what you will know, it's going to print only the price and color of fruit. Then even a layman can able to understand the functionality of this method. That's the use of help function. Because last which is seeing only the functions, right? Decorator functions, okay, and then we're seeing some nested functions. Okay, now so one more thing is for help function. Help function, what you can do, you can get the information about the classes as well as individual methods also you can able to get. Now if you want to know any information, you can go to the Python console, and then you can rerun the console. Now in the Python console, you can use help function. If you want to know about any built-in functions, you can use. It's giving the data information about the dictionary function. You can see, right? Sorry, dictionary class. Sorry, dictionary class actually. I given like help of dictionary. It's giving you the detailed information about the class. The class, what are things available. It's showing the entire thing. Okay, you can see all the magic methods, equal to, greater than, get attribute, get item, everything you can able to see. And then if you want to know more about list class, then you can use help of list. It's going to give the data informations, as well as For user defined class also, you can use help, and then you can see all the detailed information of the particular class. So individual methods also you can able to see. And then one more thing, that will be a documentation will be there. Documentation. Yeah. Okay. Now I want to know only the comments. Okay, I want to read only the comments. Then you can use underscore underscore doc. The document strings can be accessed using the doc method. Doc means documentation comments method of the object, or using the self function help function. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have one print statement. As of now, I'm going to comment this thing. I'm going to have one print function. In the print function, what I'm going to do, I want to know the comments of the print fruits. Class name, method name, and then doc. Okay, doc is nothing but a document strings. Okay, if I want to get only the document strings, I can use underscore underscore doc. Okay, because it's belong to a class, right? The print belong to a fruits class. That's why I'm giving fruit class name dot method name dot doc. It's giving the documentation string of a particular method. Print fruits, print the price of the color of the fruit. And then if you want to know about the documents string of a particular class, you can use fruits underscore doc. Now it's going to print all the documentation strings belong to a particular class, fruit class. In the class nothing is there. Okay, in the class nothing is there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have one documentation strings. This is a fruit class. This is your fruit class having some properties and actions. Action methods. Okay, properties and variables. If I run this script, it's going to print. This is a fruit class having some properties and actions, because we have used fruits underscore doc in the class. If any other document string is available, it's going to print. It won't print this information because it's a constructor, right? Now I am used only fruits. Okay, this is how you can use the help function. If you want to know any information or a built-in class, you can use in the Python console. Just you have to rerun this console. Sorry, just you have to rerun this console, and then you can pass help, and then you have to pass the object. Which object you required, you can pass the object. If you want to know about the list object, you can pass list. If you want to know about the dictionary object, you can pass dicta. It will give all the detailed information about the corresponding classes. What are the methods available? Okay, and then what are the models available? You have to give the proper information. Now, next thing you're going to see, the another topic is the range function does not return iterator. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I will open my directory. The directory name, okay, functions, and then we have one more class, one py file, keep help of function. Just copy this entire thing and paste in help function. Okay, so fine. Now I'm going to have one more topic. um, in the functions under the decorators, I'll create one topic called Wi-Fi range does not return iterator. Range does not return an iterator. Does not return an iterator. Range function range function does not return an iterator. Now you already know what's the range function. It's going to give the range of values. Actually, it's going to give the range of values. If you specify the range of 6, it's going to give like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. As well as the range function, give you the start value as end value as well. You can give start value and end value, as well as you can give the step index as well. If you give the step index as 2, the value will increment by twice. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like that will give the values. Now I'm going to say the range does not return an iterator. For that, I'm going to give some examples. See, range function is generates a list of numbers. It's going to generate a list of numbers actually, and then mostly in, using some looping conditions like for loop, you can use the range function to generate a range of values. Now, the topic is range function is not going to return any iterator. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have one value called y, and then I'm going to have range function. Range of 6 I'm going to give. Range of 8. Okay. Now, if you print those values, what will happen? Print of y. The value will be, it's going to give you a range of values 0 to 8. 0 to 8. Now, I'm going to show an iterator. If you want to get the next value, what we will do? Use next function. Okay. I'm passing next of y. Next of y. It's throwing you an error called type error. The range object is not an iterator. If you want to convert the object into iterator, first thing you want to follow the range object into, you want to make it iterable. From iterable, you can make it iterator. See, that's what I mentioned here is range function is not an iterator. For example, I'm passing next of y. It has to give 0. If I use next of y, it has to give 1. But this range object is not an iterator object. If you want to convert the iterator object, what you have to do, first you want to convert the iterable. After iterable, you can convert the iterable object into iterator. Okay, now I'm going to show this thing. Definitely will throw an error because the range of it's not iterator. Now I'm going to show. Now I'm giving one more hint to you. Range is iterable. Do you agree or not? I'm not saying iterator. Range is iterable. After converting iterable, you can use your iterator. Okay. For that, I'm going to have one small example for you. Again, I'm taking the variable called z. So equal to same value range of 8. Range of 8. Now I want to convert into iterable object. If you want to convert iterable object, what do you have to use? Iter. You want to use iter. If you use iter, you convert the range object into iterable object. Now the range object is converted to iterable object. using iterable object, you can convert into iterator. Okay. Now I'm going to print this value, print of z, print of is it okay. Now what I'm going to do, previously getting some compile time error, I'm going to comment this thing. Now I'm going to run this script. Now what object is giving, now the range object is converted into range iterator object, range iterator object. Now what you can do, you can able to iterate the values, you can able to iterate the values. Next of z, pass next of is what will get, you get 0. If you get pass again next of z, what will get, you get the value is 1. If you pass again next of z, you get 2. Now we can able to iterate the values. This is one of the important interview question actually. Sometimes they'll ask an interview, can you convert the range object into iterator? You should say no, but I can convert the range into iterable object. After converting the iterable object, I can iterate the elements one by one by using next function. I can able to do, see here, if I pass another next of z, I'll get the value of 3. Okay, this is how you can be able to convert the range object into iterable object, and then you can use iterator. You can use the iterator, and then the range objects are immutable. Immutable means you can't be able to change. Okay, mostly the range objects will be used as an index in dictionaries. For dictionaries, they use range object as an index, and then the range object will have your start value, stop value, and step value. Start value, stop value, and step value. And then same range value can visit again and again. You can do all the same things you can do. The same range values can be visited again and again. Now I'm going to have one more example for this. Just right click, copy, and then paste. Okay, copy and then paste. Just change the name. 2, 1. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have, okay, I'll remove all these things. I'm going to have one variable called z. Then I'm going to have one range function. The range function, I'm going to start, the value will be 1. Okay, end value will be 31, and then step value will be 3. Step value means it will increment 3 by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, like that, it will keep on incrementing. That's the step value. Now if I print the value of z, you get the range object. It's giving the 1, 13, 3. Now if you want to know start value, if I want to know start value, what I can do, I can give z dot start. I can use start function actually. It's going to give the start value. What start value now? It is 1. If I want to know the step value, if I want to know what the step value from a range function, I can use step. Step value will be 3. If I want to know stop value, I can use z dot stop. It's showing like 31. Now I want to know the index of 12th range. I want to know the index of want to know the index of element, I can keep element of 24. What's the index for this? For this, if you want to find the index, I can use index of, you have to pass a value. I'm going to pass 24. For 24, what the index? It's going to throw the exception actually, because it's incrementing step by step. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 6, 18, 21, 24. Why it's giving 24 value error? Hold a minute. We are starting with 1, right? Next step is 3 means I'll get 1, 4, 8, because I'm starting with 1. If you add 1 plus 3, we'll get 4. 4 plus 3 will be 5, 6, 7. You'll get 8. Next will be 8, right? So 8, and then okay, I will try like this. Index of 4. Let's see. I try with the index of 4. Let's see what's the value. Index of 4 is 1. If we give index of 8, it's going to give, again it's throwing 8 is not in the range. Yeah, okay. I'm going to give 7. Yeah, index will be 2, and then if you make 10, the index will be 3. You can see index is 3. And then we can calculate 13, 16, 19, 22, 22, and then 25. Okay, if I give 25, let's see the index 8. If you give 24, it will give type error, because incrementing 3, right? That's why getting 24 is not in range. Okay, like this, you want to calculate the index for the using range function. You can, if we will find the index. Now we got the index is 8. If I cross, if I give some other value 45, it will throw an exception. It will throw value error. 45 is not in range. Okay. Finally, what I'm trying to conclude is range function does not return an iterator. You can convert the range into iterable. After that, you can able to iterate the values one by one. Okay. Otherwise, if you are using like step value, apart from step value for some other element, it will throw some runtime exceptions. The error will be value error. 45 is not in range. Now, next one I'm going to show how to import the runtime libraries. For example, you are doing some calculations in the array. Okay, you are going to do some calculations in the array. And at runtime, you are going to use some numpy. Okay, in the numpy library, you're going to do some mathematical calculations. Okay, the numpy mostly will dealing only with array. Okay, if you want to run my array in the numpy module, okay, now, before that I want to use a statement called import statement. Import numpy is a module as np. Okay, now I'm going to show how to import the modules during runtime. How to import the module during runtime. Now I'm going to have one more class, Python. Okay, I'm going to have import functions. Import functions. Okay, normally how will you import a statement? We'll use import numpy. Numpy is the library actually. You can do the numerical calculations. Is MP. Okay. Now, if I want to import a set of modules, okay, set of modules, or for during runtime, I have one more option. Okay, but that import function majorly they won't use. Okay, if you want to import your libraries during runtime, then you have to follow the syntax.
This conference will now be recorded.
First module call.
This conference will now be recorded.
Now, listen here. Now, I'm going to import the modules. For importing the module, you can have one variable. You can have one import statement. In the import statement, I'm going to use the main module called numpy module. Okay, and then I'm going to have second order globals. Okay, I will discuss this thing later. Okay, next session I'm going to discuss this thing. What is globals and locals? It will form a table structure. In the table structure, which model having the global access and which model having the local access, everything will be specified in the table. Okay, that's the need of giving globals and locals. And then the fourth argument, you're going to pass submodule. In the numpy module, have very submodules. In the numpy module, the submodule will be called, sorry, NumPy is the main module. We have a submodules. Under the NumPy module, I have a submodule called array module. And then another submodule have in NumPy that is called complex module. You want to do some complex functions, I plus 1j, I plus 2j, this is a complex function. If you want to do some complex functions, then you can use NumPy. NumPy is the main module and complex is the submodule. Complex is the submodule. And then if you want to do some relative imports, you can use the values, you can give 0. Can give 0. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to uh, have one variable called array, and then np is a variable, right? Mp dot array, mp dot array. In that you can pass some values 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and then you can print those values arr. Okay, see, the fourth argument is called submodules. Under the NumPy various submodules you have array modules and complex modules. Okay, you can pass as a list. Every time, no need to do like this. Most of people what they will do, right? From NumPy import array, and then they will do like this. From NumPy import complex. Import complex. Instead of doing all these things, what you can do, directly can use a built-in function. You can pass like a list. Okay, now if you want to do some complex functions, you can do have a variable called complex equal to np dot complex. Okay, np dot complex, you can pass some values 1 plus 2j, complex values, right? 1 plus 2j, 2 plus 3j. Okay, and then if you print the values, you can get the complex and print in the console. Okay, now I'm going to discuss about what is this globals and locals. What is globals and locals method? Okay, now we're going to see global and locals. It's a built-in function actually. It's going to return the global and local symbols in a table level. Okay, which models having global access, which model is having the local access. Local means can able to access within the class only. Outside class it can't able to access. Okay, and then the Python interpreter is maintaining a data structure containing information about the each identifier. If you take list identifier, it's going to say what are the identifiers in the global access or what are things in the local access. Okay, now I go and see here. I have number one equal to 100, number 2 equal to 200, and then name equal to tutorial of teacher. This is going to int type, this is going to int type, and name equal to string type. And then I have one method called addition method, and then after that I using the globals function. In the globals function, it's saying that which of the things are global access. Now you can see here, my name is having global access. My name is having the global access. That's why you're seeing here. Name is coming global access, and main method is also global access, and then documentation is also global access, and then package. These are the various identifiers having the global access. These are then identified having the global access. Okay. Now, if you want to know about which what are the attributes having local access, then you can use locals, and then it's showing like these are the attributes having the local access. See, once it's in the global level, you can access same identifier in the local also. Okay. Now you can use your Python interactive shell. Python console is there, right? You can open the Python console. I can type globals. Okay. Now it's going to show whichever which okay. Now yeah. Now it's showing whichever identifier and global access. Okay. Documentation strings, and then if you want to get the class name, you can give hyphen name and main method, and then package. These are global access. If you want to know about the local, which one having the local access, yeah, because once it's global, you can access inside the function also. We have the local access will be available. Okay, that's why doing name, main, document, package, loader, and then you can see various stuffs and package specifications. Okay, these are having the local access. What I'm trying to say here is it's one of built-in function. It's going to run the symbols with the identifiers in a table level. It's going to show like what is the scope level, and then what's the value, and then the location of the identifier. Okay, all things are going to display, and which one are having global access, which one are having local access. It's going to show all the informations. I'm going to sign off this session.